Welcome all to the Snail Trail 4x4 podcast. If you like going off-roading in Toyotas, wrenching on Toyotas, camping in Toyotas, and maybe even poking a little bit of fun at Toyotas, and of course, hearing about how fantastic proof syrups are in Toyotas, then this is the podcast for you. That's right, ladies and germs. My name is Tyler, and joining me yet again, another episode of the wonderful Snail Trail 4x4 podcast, the lively, the enamored Ghoulette Jimmy Jet. How are you doing, man?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well.
Awesome.
Did we ever hear from anybody about getting to taste that pumpkin spice proof syrup over there?
If we're allowed to? I haven't heard anybody say.
I haven't heard anybody say we're not allowed to.
That's true. You want to taste that?
I do. It keeps staring at me.
I don't think we should open it because it's a prize for somebody out there.
They would be happy to share with us. Okay.
I believe you, but I also don't want to assume that. What if they're a germaphobe?
We'll wipe it down. I got Kleenex over in the corner over there.
I don't know. There might be a germaphobe off-roader, but I would assume that most off-roaders are not germaphobes.
Yeah. Anyways, how's your day?
Good so far. Yeah.
It's like 7 a.m. So hopefully it's good so far.
Thus far. The 30 minutes I've been awake.
All going downhill now.
Yeah. No, after moving and figuring out life and things like that, it's just trying to fall into a new schedule. And so this morning I dropped the mini assistant off at school and I just drove straight here.
Yeah.
And so I got here super early. Yeah. Much earlier than I usually do get down here. So
yeah, I got a text message. I was like, oh, Jimmy's already there. I got to get moving.
Yeah. I think that's going to be more or less my normal on record days.
Okay.
Because there's no point in me going backwards.
Yeah.
These days, where before I used to walk the mini assistants to school. So I'd walk home and then I'd go inside and I'd check my computer for emails or answer emails or do some work. And then I'd be like, oh crap, it's already 10. I gotta go. Now I got here. What was it?
9:15, 9:30, somewhere in there.
And I sat around at the parking lot and talked with one of Evie's friends' dads for a longer period of time than normal.
Okay.
Yeah. Because they're going to host a Halloween party. So we're going to go to that Halloween party. So I was just asking who's going, what do you need? Blah, blah, blah.
What are the adults drinking?
Oh yeah. The adults will be drinking. That'll be happening.
Yeah.
It'll be another furry convention or something like last year.
Those are fun.
Yeah.
I still haven't been to one.
No, we should go on a bear hunt. And what if they have bear furries?
That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Eric and Dolly, we have questions. If you can confirm or deny.
Yeah. Can bears dress up in bear onesies and go to a furry event as a bear?
That's a good question. I would imagine yes. Right? You can do whatever you want at furry conventions.
Almost. Oh man. So today's been going good so far. I think I'm adjusting to life a little bit. I've got a fun IKEA story to talk about here in a little while. Whenever
you came down to IKEA and didn't say hi to me?
We waved as we drove over the bridge on the way home.
You didn't throw anything?
Maybe.
Okay.
I will not confirm or deny littering. So we'll get to that in a little bit, but we do have some updates to get to before we jump into what in the butts.
Sweet. And we do have some updates. Let's see. The first big one is that Patreon is closed.
Patreon is officially closed. Yes,
Bye-bye.
It is.
No more.
Bye-bye. I did get an email from one or two of you guys about moving over and saying that the move over was successful.
Cool.
If you got a notification and this is the first time you're hearing it, we've been talking about it all month. Just an FYI. Yeah. Patreon's closed. Get over there to iRate 4x4. Sign back up if you want. Right now, the gift box tier is open. That's why we did do the switch this month. So if you're interested in when you move over or interested in just jumping into that gift box tier, go for it. You can get in for Tyler's box over there in April. The trick about gift boxes, we haven't really mentioned it too much, but you have to stay in that gift box tier for all 6 months.
Yeah.
Because we set this up so that pretty much we know how much money we're going to have. So then we can go to the companies and buy the product at bulk. So then we can give it away to you guys. That's really the gist. So if you sign up for the gift box tier and you go for 3 months, you're not going to get a gift box. We assume you left the tier. So you need to stay in for those 6 months. So go over there, sign up. It's super easy. Go to irate4x4.com. If you have an account, log in. If you don't, sign up. And then scroll down to the watch list and discuss section and go into the Snail Trail 4x4 forum, which is the first one because we're the best one. And if you're on mobile, scroll down to the bottom. All the sign up options are there. If you're on a desktop, they're right there on the right side of the screen.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All good stuff. And then we are close to getting the donation stuff set up.
Okay, great.
On Irate 4x4. All of the background infrastructure for it, the important money side of the stuff is set up. We just need to sit down with Austin and figure out how we want to structure it on Irate 4x4.
Perfect.
So
sounds good.
Yeah.
In regards to gift boxes, we are giving two of those away this month as our giveaway item, which is the giveaway tier. I did have somebody ask me, actually going back to the tiers, if they need to sign up for multiple tiers to get all the options, or if they just sign up for one. And the answer is, if you signed up for the $5 tier, that's all you get. But if you sign up for the $10 tier, then you get everything in the $10 tier, which includes the $5 tier items. And then if you signed up for the $20 tier, the gift box tier, you're automatically entered in the gift box tier or the giveaway tier and the $5 tier, whatever we named that one.
Yep.
SnailSquad or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go over there and sign up for those. Anyways, so we're giving away 2 gift boxes this month, along with some other goodies from Proof Syrup. We got some of the big bottles in. One of them's the pumpkin spice old fashioned that Tyler wants to open up right now. So if the winner could call us and give us permission to open, that would be fantastic.
Yep.
And the other one's margarita.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. Whiskey margarita.
Are we going to randomly? I think we'll randomly assign one of those to whoever wins.
Yeah, we'll randomly assign it. So
yeah, I think one of the times we did a pick and it worked out well, but I think it'll be more fun to figure out who we want to give that pumpkin spice one to.
Yeah. Mainly because that way we can choose who we think will let us open it up and taste it before we send it.
There you go. Exactly.
Anyways. Yeah, so cool stuff. Big shout out to Proof Syrup and everybody else that stepped up this month for the gift boxes. We had obviously Snail Trail 4x4, the smokers. We had the glasses, which are really cool. You made some glasses specifically for the MFers.
Yeah.
All the employees here, and those were a big hit. Everybody loves them.
Oh, great. Yeah. I had both Sean and Ryan posted up things on Instagram sharing it. So that was really cool of them.
Yeah. The Solve Function had some stuff in there. The smokers were from Austin and his wife.
Yeah. What Margot and Margot? I can't remember the company name.
Yeah.
Sorry. They make a bunch of eclectic things. I'll put a link. I think I put links down to everything in last month's episode or last week's episode, but you can also check out, I'll put stuff down in this week's episode as well.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of good feedback on those boxes. People are really liking them. So
yeah, we are definitely. I feel bad for anybody that got the box that doesn't drink.
Yeah.
Which I haven't heard any of them.
Giveaway too.
Yeah, I haven't heard anybody, but yeah.
I haven't either. I feel like everybody has at least one friend who drinks.
Yeah, this would re-gifting this box would be perfectly fine.
Yes. So anyways, cool stuff. We got that. We have the giveaway lined up for next month, which we will talk about next month. Next month is going to be very busy.
Yes.
There's a lot going on, and we were just going over the recording schedule of everything happening. It's going to be hectic. So
yeah, I think we can honestly say that most of the time we don't have a recording schedule. We don't have things written out. What the hell's going on? But because these last few months have been wild, we actually are looking ahead and going, shit, this day we're probably going to need to record 3 episodes because both of us don't have time to sit down. One of us traveling, things are going on. So yeah, we have pretty much almost all the way scheduled through Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
On paper, at least.
Yeah. On paper. Yeah. We haven't recorded them, but we have everything planned out for the whole next month, as well as when we're going to record everything. So yeah, we're getting organized here after almost 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. I think we're still on 4 technically, but yeah.
Yeah. 4.5.
Cool.
But who's counting? 4.5 in 3 days. So
there you go.
Who's counting?
Yeah. You. Do we have any voicemails?
We do actually. We have one. Yeah.
Oh,
do we
sweet.
want to get to it?
Yeah. Why don't you
Okay.
pull that up? And while you're pulling that up, I'll just say you can always leave us reviews as well as leave us voicemails. But our reviews, for every 50 reviews, we give away a swag pack. We're rolling up here pretty quick on, is it 600 reviews that we're rolling up on?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So 600, I think we're somewhere around, we haven't looked, but we're probably around 580. And so at 600, we're going to give away a swag pack. 650, 700, we're giving away a swag pack. And at 750 reviews, we're giving away a set of Yokohama tires.
Woot, 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 woot.
Super stoked for that. I can't wait to win. But pretty much any tire you want, as long as they're DOT approved and 20-inch rim or less than a 20-inch rim is the stipulation. You can't get 20s.
Correct.
Yeah. If you want to get in for that giveaway for Yokohama tires, just go on to Apple iTunes, Apple Podcast, whatever they call it now, and leave us a review there. That's the only place that we're counting them from. So you can leave us reviews everywhere else or anywhere else, but the ones that only get counted for the giveaways are on Apple Podcast.
Yep. Cool. So that's the reviews. We might get to a couple here. We'll see. But we have a voicemail. And it's a longer one. So let's see what we got going on here. Oh, actually, this might be
Spam.
This is for episode 450.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll
so
save
it's talking about little ones and wheeling. We'll save this one for episode 450.
Perfect. I'm glad somebody called in.
Yeah.
That leads us right into talking about that, though, if you want to share the news.
Yeah, I am pregnant.
Yes, you are.
I'm preggo.
Too many burritos.
Yeah, too many breakfast burritos today. No, I'm having a little boy, a little baby boy. We are 21 weeks.
Wow.
I think, along here. We're over halfway through the pregnancy, and it's getting to the point where this kid is apparently super active.
Oh, cool.
And beating the shit out of
the inside of the secretary.
Yes, the uterus.
Are you to the point yet where you can actually see things on the tummy?
No, not yet.
Okay.
And I can't feel it. So she keeps
puts your hand on her belly and goes, "Can you feel this?" And you're like,
No, can't feel it yet.
Feel it.
No, but she's feeling it all.
I'm sure.
And apparently when we went in for the anatomy ultrasound, which they go over everything, you get the 3D of it all.
Did you get the 3D picture of the face?
Not yet.
Okay.
We still have a follow-up though.
I always think those are so creepy looking.
Dude,
they look like aliens.
There was one pic, I'll send it to you, where I was like, it looked creepy. But anyways,
they're all black and stuff. It's so weird.
Yes. They did get a full frontal. So I was in there because they don't let the husband in while they're doing the full anatomy scan. You get to come in at the end.
Oh, weird. Okay.
And so I came in at the end and she just went over stuff really quick to show me. And she got around to get a full frontal of the face of the kid. And I was like, dude, it looks like Alien vs. Predator. I was like, that is creepy, man. Yeah. And they just started laughing. But anyways, anatomy scan came back good so far. We have a follow-up, I think, this week. But we're having a boy, and I am very curious because we're not seeing eye to eye on exactly when is safe to take a kid out four-wheeling.
Okay. Yeah.
And especially rock crawling, because you can jostle around a little bit, but also you can take it easy and not jostle around as much. I've been talking to a few people who have kids and have been taking their kids out since a very young age, and like what seems to be the consensus and what are some tips and tricks for taking kids out at young age or any age, because you also have a 10-year-old.
Yeah, I do. Who hasn't been out at nearly as much as she should.
Yes.
So I also need some advice on how good ways to keep the kid entertained and enjoy the off-roading as much as they enjoy camping. Because we go camping a bit, but just not the off-roading side.
Yeah.
And granted, most of the time, whenever I do my off-roading, she's gone at our father's house.
Yeah.
So we don't normally, whenever she's home, we just do things around the house or things with her. But things with her should be going off-roading.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We're curious. What are the tips and tricks? And we've gotten some good feedback. I've gotten some good emails from people. I've gotten some good Instagram messages from people. We have a voicemail from somebody apparently. So
awesome. Perfect.
Yeah. We're getting some good feedback in there. And so I think it'll be a fun discussion with the significant others for episode 450.
Yeah.
So that's the goal, is to sit down with me, Jimmy, the secretary and the assistant, and talk about taking kids off-roading.
Right. The mini assistant might be around.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
Yeah. So we'll maybe get her on air and we could ask her some pointed questions as well.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So anyways, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for some advice, some tips, some tricks, whatever it is out there that you guys have done in the past with your kids, what has worked, what has not worked. So if you're like, definitely don't do this. We want to hear that as well.
Roll over.
Yeah. Don't roll the rig without a roll cage. So yeah, there's lots of, I think, ways that can go depending on your guys' input. Send all that input in. You guys can email us, Tyler or Jimmy at snailtrail4x4.com. You can send us the feedback or the tips and tricks through Instagram, and we'll just take those and store them away and pull them out while we're recording the episode. You can leave us a voicemail at 916-345-4744, and then we'll play the voicemail and then reply to it and have a discussion about your ideas. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I'm really interested to see how this goes because I am genuinely super excited to have a little kid that I get to train to wreak havoc on society.
Just envision him running around at like 12 pretend chainsaw in the hand.
Oh, totally. Yeah, that's going to happen.
You pull the trigger and
that's going to happen.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah. All right. So that's the episode 450, what we have planned. So send in your feedback, guys. We're looking forward to that episode. Let's see. Any other updates? Any other stuff we can get to?
I don't think so much, but I do want to say that I think 450 is a perfect episode to sit down with your significant other and either listen to our conversation about it and then maybe apply that to your life, or have your significant other listen to it and then write in or comment to us about how we are wrong and what they would do instead.
Yeah.
Because we both can sit here on our side of the table and chairs, but what really comes down to is the voices of the ladies. And giving them the suggestions for the ladies, because as much as we have control of our own lives and our children, we have to also do what our assistant and secretary say as well. We can't just you steal that kid one time and you're never going to be able to do it again.
Right.
I would find it fun to have some significant others in your guys' lives call in or write in emails and give suggestions as well.
Yeah. I got a lot of really good feedback from both Nick and Lisa.
Oh, cool.
DeLuca. Yeah. We've got a couple things to read from them.
Sweet.
Too, so.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're a big wheeling family.
Huge. Yeah. Big time. I think it'd be a great perspective from her because then she can say how awesome it is to have an empty house whenever Lee steals the kids and goes to Idaho for a week.
Perfect. Yeah. Lee, get on that.
Yeah. So anyways, good stuff. Let's see. Should we get into what we've been up to?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. What have you been up to? I haven't been up to a lot.
What are you talking about? You went to Metal Cloak Skills Day.
I guess I did, but I was more stuck in the booth all day.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You worked it, huh?
I was working because my event manager was also working, but he was being a social butterfly with all the Metal Cloak people.
Oh, that's what happens when you hire a guy that drives a Jeep.
Yeah, it's true.
I know.
Freaking Jeeples.
I can talk about my 7 hours at Ikea.
What? Did you get lost?
That's easy, but no. It just...
Why were you at Ikea for 7 hours?
It took that long to go through it with the assistant and mini assistant.
Oh my God. Wow.
Mini assistant enjoyed going to look at every single room.
Okay.
Right. Because for those that maybe has never been to an Ikea, it's an interesting layout. It's more or less, I summed it up very well to the mini assistant. It's a Costco for only interior, like decorating stuff.
Yeah. And everything is set up. It's a giant showroom, right?
Yeah. There's hundreds of very small, tiny rooms, and they almost pride themselves on going like, this is a San Francisco loft.
Yeah.
Right? And then they outfit it as what a loft might look like. And to some extent, I think that's a clever idea because then somebody could go in and walk around and go like, this is my perfect scenario. And then they can buy everything in there. But everything in their decorating is all for sale at that store.
Yes.
So they have blinds and tables and chairs and couches and sofas and bedding and countertops and stuff inside the counters for organizing and art on the walls and everything. They decorate it 100% like somebody could live there, and everything's for sale there.
Yes.
There's a price tag on everything.
Yes.
And the mini assistant enjoyed running from room to room, talking about how she could live there and what she liked about in the room, where the assistant and I were walking around going, here's the 20 things that we're looking for. And now we just found 100 more things that we like.
Okay.
Which we didn't end up buying. But yeah, for the most part, we went in there to get the mini assistant, a desk and a dresser.
Okay.
We had a dresser for her, but it doesn't really work in the space. So we're looking for a different one. And then we were looking for some bar stools. And those are like the three major things we were looking for. And then there was like, we could use some trash cans, or we could use some, I don't know, random things to outfit the silverware drawer, or just some like random smaller things. And yeah, it took us, the top floor is like a third floor up, I think. Maybe it's second floor. Anyways, the top floor is all the rooms and everything you go through. And you go from bedrooms to living rooms to kitchens to garages to closets to all these different things. So by the time you get to the end, you totally forget what you looked at the beginning. So I've went to an Ikea. I don't know how, like when I was in college, that was the last time I ever went to one. But I do remember you had like take a photo of the object and then take a photo of the tag. So then when you're scrolling back through, you can be like, oh, I don't like this one. I like that other one better. So you can delete those photos. So then when you get down to the subfloor, second floor, when you get down to the second floor and you're walking through and looking at all the small miscellaneous items, you know which ones you want to get. Yeah. And then the ground level floor is all the really big items in boxes that they have stacked on pallet 12-foot tall pallets. And you go to like row 10, bin number 15 to get the desk, which is in two boxes, labeled box 1 and box 2. Yeah. It's very well organized. Yeah. All in all, and there's just so much stuff to look at. It just takes forever. Yeah. I saw
7 hours. Did you guys like go down to the food court, have lunch, and then go back up?
Yep. Okay. Yes, we totally did. And we did this on Sunday, which was raining. Yeah. And so we got there and we're like, okay, we're going to try to get through this and hit this like window of opportunity to drive home. So it's not raining on everything that we buy. Yeah. And we missed it. So then we're like, let's hang out for a little longer. Let's go they have another food court at the exit. And we're like, let's go get some snacks pre-dinner and
cinnamon roll buns.
Yeah, we got some ice cream, and it just kept raining. Yeah.
And it didn't really let up. Once it started dumping, it didn't let up.
It was raining a lot. So then I jumped into Clifford and I drove down to Walmart, which is like next door. And I went and bought some 55-gallon black trash bags. And we just threw everything in the back of Clifford, all in these trash bags. Okay. Yeah. And then we got home and I said, we need to unpack everything out of the trash bags. And if the cardboard is wet on any of them, then we need to open those up and we need to dry off the items in there, because as much as IKEA is decent, it's also cheap.
It's not very water resistant stuff.
It's made out of MDF wood, which just absorbs water. And so we were like, we've got to solve this problem as fast as possible if something gets wet. And luckily we unwrapped everything out of the bags and none of the boxes were wet. Nice. Yeah. So that all worked out pretty well. But it was fun. We had a good time. We spent a solid chunk of money. We had the benches, not the benches, what do you call it? The counter seats. Why did I just
bar stools?
Bar stools. Thank you. The bar stools we got are too tall. So I think I'm just going to lop the legs off a little bit.
Okay. I need tall bar stools.
Do you?
Yeah. For my bar at home.
Well, we really like the look of them. Okay. And they go well with the chairs in the dining room and everything. Gotcha. They just need to be lowered by 5 inches. Okay. The mini assistant fits fine underneath on the bar stool and under the counter. But the counter's like I can barely fit my thigh underneath there. And then you're eating out of like your lap because the counter's.
So you got thunder thighs.
I do.
Yeah, you do.
I have found this out because even the assistant's a dancer. You figured she has some decent legs, but the dining room table we got, I don't really fit under it very well.
Okay.
And I guess I didn't realize it because I think we said the story where we bought the same dining room table that the assistant's parents have.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I ever really paid attention to it until now that I'm sitting at it every single day.
Yeah.
It's like I can't sit under it like cross-legged like how I am at the moment because it's almost literally on my thighs.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the counter is even worse because it's so tall. So I measured the height from the top of the seat to the top of the table, which is roughly 10 inches.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to trim down the bar stools to match that.
Okay.
Because the sitting down table height for eating food is fine.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to replicate that on the counter with the bar stool. So I've got to lop off about 5 inches.
Cool.
And I'm considering lopping off 6 inches and then buying some of those adjustable feet.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure that all my cuts will be perfectly flush and flat and
so you'll be able
level.
Yeah.
So that when you put the bar stool on the ground, it'll be like teeter-tottering. So I'm considering doing a little bit more and then buying some of those feet that you can adjust the height on so I can make them all flat.
Okay.
At least that's my plan.
Cool.
Right now. We'll see what happens.
Do you only use the dumb end of tape measures typically?
No.
Okay.
But I know from doing all these baseboards that it's hard to get something super duper precise unless you go back and you like cut things. Oh, I've got to shave off a third of a blade width.
Yeah.
And the legs don't come down at perfect angles.
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know. I think it'd be easier just to lop them all off and put an adjustable screw foot thing to make it flat.
Acme threaded bolts.
Yeah, it's just a normal. Yes, but it's probably more of a normal bolt because it's so small. But
whatever. Use Acme threads. Be a man.
Yeah, I just cut the whole legs off and do a long ass Acme threads.
There you go. And then you can at the top of them just have them go all the way through the bottom of the seat, and then have an armrest so that you can move the seat up and down. As well. That way you have an adjustable armrest.
And the back ones go all the way back to all the way up head height adjustable. I like it.
Come on, man.
Well, in regards to that, I thought about doing something similar to that and making shelves.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And shelving is cool that way.
You can just get a piece of wood, drill some holes through it, and then you get the some big ass Acme all thread or whatever, and then the nuts, and you just can set the height of the shelf anywhere you want, and just move the nuts up and down and lock them in, or just have them set there. Yeah, but I thought that would be fun for my office to set up some shelving in. Yeah,
that'd be cool. I'm a fan.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Let's do it.
Nice. So 7 hours in Ikea.
Yeah, that was Sunday.
Congratulations. I think that beats all my records.
Yeah, that beats every record that I have. And the thing is, we had a lot of things that we looked at and then we're like, I don't know if we want it. And then so we didn't buy it. And then the assistant said, you're down that way every Tuesday, so you can just go over there and grab something once a week. And I'm, oh man. I don't want to have to go back in there.
If you know what you're looking for, you can just go in the outdoor.
Pretty much. I can go. I don't think you need to go. Even if I go in the entrance, I don't think I need to go through the showroom. Yeah. I think I can go straight to get the purchase item. Yeah. So that is true, but it would be weird to go into IKEA and to be like, I want this one towel rack. Yeah. I'll just buy that on Amazon.
Yeah. That's what I do. I got tired of going to IKEA. So
there's some things though. And I do agree with the assistant. Like we did look for like a bedding set for the guest bedroom and you want to feel and look at the bedding before you purchase it.
That's the great thing about Amazon, though, is you just purchase 5 different beddings and keep one
and return them all. Yeah, that is true. And let's see, I don't even remember what we did on Saturday. Oh, what we did on Saturday was the assistant and mini assistant went to church and then they went to a fall festival and then they came home and they took naps. And then we went over to my brother's kid Halloween party. And while the assistant and mini assistant were off doing all that, I was working on trying to clean out the garage.
Yeah.
Because I've got
that squared away.
I've got a new goal of trying to get the assistant's car in the garage before winter truly hits.
Gotcha. You find any more dead bees?
No, that's actually a good question. Thanks for bringing that up.
Okay.
Not really. So the beehive thing or wasp hive saga sort of continued for a little while. The next day, after 2 cans of wasp spray, there was still a bunch of active wasps running around. And my father dumped a bunch of dirt on top of it. Oh, and by the way, my mom's doing great.
That's good.
Yeah, she's totally fine, totally healed and everything. So if you're curious about that, she's doing fine.
Good.
My father dumped a bunch of dirt on top of it after doing all that wasp spray. They dug it out.
Okay.
And there was a bunch of wasps flying around. So then my dad put his shop vac out there right next to the hole.
And just
let it run for 6 hours or something like that.
Nice.
And then a day or so later, we opened the shop back up and he had 50 bees and there were wasps in there. One of them was still moving around.
Wow.
But I think spinning circles, I don't know what actually happens inside of a shop vac, but I can't imagine stuff just falls to the ground and it sits there.
I think it does though.
Does it?
Yeah, I think that's the whole point is that the vac
it's not like a Dyson
the top
thing?
of the chamber.
Okay.
And so it's because they're supposed to be wet vacs too.
True.
So it just has all the suction, sucking technically air out of the chamber and then exhausting it out one side, which you can use as a blow instead of a suck.
Right.
And so it just sucks everything in through the hose. Everything falls into the chamber and then the air gets exhausted out.
We starved the bees to death or something. I don't know what it was, but the wasps that were in the shop vac weren't alive anymore. But after they covered the hole, they still made an exit. That's when they put the shop vac out there. We poured more dirt on top of the hole and then I stomped on it because there's no wasps around because they're all in the shop vac at this point. And I went down a solid 8 inches into the ground, stomping on this hive. And then we piled more dirt on top. And I stomped it down. So it's pretty much at ground level now, but it's been like stomped down a ways.
Yeah.
And there's a few wasps flying around, like trying to get home, but I have not seen any activity coming of holes or anything coming back out from the ground.
Yeah. One thing I've always wanted to do is to find a big ant colony, right? And then pour molten aluminum down it. I was like, that would have been super cool to do with the wasp nest.
I had people suggest that the only way to get truly solved is pour molten aluminum or Crete. I heard or Quickcrete down there. I thought that'd be pretty interesting. I had a few people say pour gasoline down it at night. I think the thing when you do that at gasoline, it'll still wake them up and they'll fly out. So you got to cover the top of the hole.
I was going to light it on fire.
That will work too.
Okay. Yeah. You don't pour gasoline down something without lighting it on fire.
Yeah. The fumes will kill them.
That's
no fire is more fun.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think the wasp saga is done.
Okay.
At this point, because it doesn't seem like the hive is active anymore and the few that are flying around are just lost and confused.
Okay.
Yeah. So every time I walk by it, I just kind of glance over and see if there's something happening, but I don't see anything going on.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
If it was bees, we could have hired Dolly to come up and relocate the hive. So
does she do that?
Yeah, she's a beekeeper.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I had a guy write in somewhere from, I believe, the PNW area saying we don't know anything about wasps or bees. Everything we talked about. He did say you don't stop because I think I said that they're attracted to motion and your best thing to do is stop. And he said, no, don't stop. Just slowly walk your way out of there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But don't run because they are attracted to you. He did say that they were attracted to the dark colors. They saw that as more of a threat. And I don't remember if he said about scent, but he did say that something similar to what you said, that there is a bee that once it stings you and then it starts to die, it releases a chemical that other ones are attracted to.
Yep. It's like a beacon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Beacon.
I didn't even catch that. Good job.
But yeah, so don't stop. Just slowly walk your way out of there. Don't run because they will be attracted to you. And I feel that's the same for wasps, but who knows? They're a different creature entirely.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was funny messaging me. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, no, I
don't.
You're right. But from my handling of bees, that I do know that they are attracted to fast moving things. So my logic was, don't move.
Yeah.
And they're not attracted to you at all.
Yeah.
And then I know that they're attracted to shiny, like bright colors because that's how they find flowers and things, the ultraviolets. But it seems like wasps were also attracted to dark. I don't know. It's all backwards.
Yeah. Cool, man. Good stuff on the wasps front. Glad that's getting settled out here because I'll be over there soon enough. Yep. Come over and visit the new house and we'll do our recording for episode 450, which you guys need to write in, ask us or tell us how to do things properly. Yep.
Including bees if you
including
want.
Bees. Yeah. So yeah, man, my weekend was Medical Skills Day.
Okay.
So they do that twice a year.
Yeah.
And this was the October one, obviously. And it's a great event. Like they started it as a kind of like a customer appreciation thing. Oh, cool. And it turned into a combination of that and showing people how to use their vehicles. Right. They get a lot of customers that are, I don't want to say a lot. They get customers that buy a Jeep from a dealer. And the dealers, you can go anywhere and do anything you want in these things. They're awesome.
Of course they are.
And then they buy the rig and then they're like, how do I get this in 4-wheel drive?
Right?
What's a locker? Does my rig have lockers? Yeah. My front wheels turn when I push the gas pedal. So that's a locker, right? No, not quite. And so there's a lot of educational is what this event has turned into. And it's not only for medical customers. Anybody can come out and join in. And so it's awesome. They do a great job at walking people through how to start off with your rig. What is the beginning steps? Put it in 4-wheel drive. Does everyone know how to do that? Cool. You don't? Okay, let's walk you through it. And then they go from that to airing down. Do you know why you should air down? So no? Okay, go talk to Morphlate over there. And then they go from that to, okay, let's take you through a couple of little rocks, like a really easy rock obstacle. But it's like, if you've never done this before, you could be like, shit, I'm going to break this car kind of thing. And then they slowly step it up. And at any given time, you can be like, nope, I'm good for the day. I've reached my personal limits and what I'm comfortable doing. And you can bow out and go back and hang out in the vendor area. And it's really cool the way they do it. And all the vendors that are there for educational purposes as well, to teach you about why their products are useful for off-roading.
Right.
Not necessarily to sell you products.
Right.
So that's what the vendors are there for, is to talk about educational topics for everybody. El Dorado County Search and Rescue is out there to talk about search and rescue stuff. And Matt comes out, Amy Seagrave's husband. So Matt Seagrave.
Okay. Yeah.
He comes out and does a big talk about recovery equipment, different equipment you might want to take on, have packed in your rig, tools, etc. I told Ozzy he needed to go over and listen to that one for a while.
That would be wise. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a great day. They bring out a caterer that does tacos and burritos and Mexican food.
Yeah. Very tasty tacos.
Very good stuff. Yeah. That caterer is awesome every year. So yeah, this starts early in the morning, 8:30, I think. And then ends around noon, 1:00. So
yeah. And then all the lessons go on and everything, which is really cool. And then at the end, I think they open the park up, because they actually have that area locked down out at Prairie City just for that event. And then they open it up and people can go play and do whatever they want. And most of the time, a lot of us are still hanging around. Yeah. So if somebody gets into trouble, they'll be like, hey, help me. And we're like, yeah, okay, no problem.
Yep. As far as I know, there weren't really anybody that needed help or fixing this year. So it was a good time. Great event as always.
Yeah.
That was Saturday. I think I made it home around 3:30.
Oh, nice.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So I drove the 4Runner out there, had the 4Runner in the booth because the Aussie's Jeep was being abducted and used by its owner, the Boz, Aussie's wife. We call her the Boz. And she was out attending and participating in Skills Day with the Jeep. So
yeah, I heard there were some a lot of ladies out there driving.
There was quite a few this year.
Fantastic. I think that's an event like this, or the Esprit de Force Safety Clinic event, are outstanding places to start learning how to do these things. And a great place to put your significant other, or set the person that doesn't normally drive behind the wheel, because they start learning some skills and understanding how to wheel and understanding what the buttons do. And just in case that the typical driver gets hurt, then the not typical driver can get you off the trail.
Yeah. Yep. So awesome event. I highly recommend somebody, if you've never attended a skills day or the safety clinic, the Esprit de Force safety clinic or anything, get signed up and go and participate. They are pretty awesome. And they, both of those events do a great job at helping you understand the vehicle better and getting more comfortable with the vehicle, because ultimately it's all about seat time and making sure that how the vehicle operates and that you're comfortable with it and confident with it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a lot what it comes down to, but I think there's a small hurdle there for getting into the seat.
Yeah, totally.
Having the confidence to be able to go and do.
Totally.
At that point, then it is a lot of seat time.
Yep.
Yes.
So yeah, Metal Cloak Skills Day was a lot of fun. Saturday. I don't remember what I did Saturday evening. I think I just got home and relaxed because I was tired.
Yeah.
Standing up, talking to people all day. And so I went back home, relaxed. Sunday, though, I had a bunch of projects I needed to get done. One is I need to prep the F-150 and the camping trailer for sale.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And so the other big projects was the oil. I needed to do oil changes in like all the vehicles.
I'm right there with you.
They all came due like all at one time. So I did the F-150 oil change, the Bronco oil change, and the 4Runner oil change.
Okay.
And then the F-350 was brand new. It only has 2,000 miles on it. So I didn't do the oil change yet. Yeah, I did those while I was doing the 4Runner though. Sacramento Police Department vehicle came driving down the block,
the road,
the neighborhood. Yeah. And he got to my spot in the road where I've got all these vehicles everywhere.
Yes.
And he went really slowly by me.
Okay.
And I'm sitting here thinking,
were you under the rig at this point?
I was under the 4Runner at this point, working on the 4Runner at that time, working on the worst vehicle to give a good feeling to a law enforcement officer, because technically the city of Sacramento has a law that states you are not allowed to work on vehicles within the city limits.
Really?
Yes.
Are you within the city limits of Sacramento?
I believe I am.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can't work.
Is your address Sacramento?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I'm thinking, shit, and especially as he started slowing down.
Yeah.
And driving like he's gonna say something.
Cite me for working on my vehicle.
Yeah. And so he ended up passing me though. And I'm like, okay, I can keep going now. I don't have to, I'm okay. And he got up to the end of the block, which is one house away, and flipped a U-turn, came back really slowly. And I'm like, God damn it. Here we go. My affinity for cops in the 4Runner, right?
Never ends.
Never ends. So he pulls up and I'm under the rig. I think I was putting the drain plug back in at that point in the oil pan. And he goes, hey. I was like, yeah, what's going on? He goes, that's a badass rig, man.
Nice.
I was like, oh, okay, it's this conversation.
Yeah.
Because
it either goes one way or the other.
One way or the other with cops. Yeah.
Except for the one time that I got the questions like, oh, this is awesome. What did you do? Was this solid axle swap? That's rad. What axle do you use? What size tires are you on? How did you do the braking? Blah, blah, blah. All right, I'm going to write you up for no mud flaps and whatever else.
Like, oh, man.
Okay.
Yeah, he was really cool about it all. He just had questions and he goes, I've got a buddy with a Land Cruiser that like, he just keeps it in his garage. Like it's the one vehicle he keeps in a garage and he only uses it once a year to make a 10-day trip out to Moab with his wife and his kids. And I was like,
the rest of the year he's fixing it.
Exactly.
So if it was a Jeep, that is.
No, it was a Land Cruiser. It was FJ80.
Right. I was just poking fun at Jeeps.
Oh, gotcha.
I was trying to save the Land Cruiser.
You're trying to save them. Yeah. Way to backpedal.
Yeah, thanks.
So he was super cool about it all. He never mentioned anything about working on the rigs. He was just had questions about the 4Runner and I never asked him what he was doing down in the neighborhood because I live tucked back into the neighborhood.
Yeah, you're like in the farthest back corner of that neighborhood.
Yeah, if you end up back at my house, you've come down to the back of the neighborhood with intention for something to be going on.
Right. If there's ever an apocalypse or a mass like casualty or like things that you need to run out of there for, you're like one of the last houses to get through it.
Oh no. If there's like an apocalypse or something, I'm getting in the 4Runner and going over the big dirt pile onto Garden Highway.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Jamming out Garden Highway.
Or that through the field to
yes,
the agriculture field.
Yep.
Sure. Yeah. But I'm just saying, if you were civil and staying on the roads,
yes. Yeah,
you'd be in a
everybody else in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, he was super cool. I ended up getting all the oil, the 3 vehicles done. It took me about 2 hours, I think, to do it all.
Okay.
And I have to get a new oil catch bin thing now because mine has a leak in it.
Oh no.
So the whole time while I'm doing the oil, it's just slowly drip, drip, drip and filling up the oil pan underneath it that I put down to catch everything. I will give credit to Ford. The F-150 is still a pain in the ass and a stupid design that does not work for removing the oil filter. It gets oil everywhere. It does not catch anything. And oil goes all over the front axle and the IFS and the skid plates underneath. And it's just, I got to the point where I'm like, I'm done. I think 3 oil changes ago, I'm done trying to keep all that clean. So whoever buys the F-150, there's a lot of oil underneath the oil pan or on the skid plates and underneath the front axles. But I do have an oil filter relocation kit for the F-150 that I have never put on, because I've known for a while now that I'm going to be selling it and getting a proper tow vehicle.
Right.
And so I never put on the relocation kit, but that will come with the F-150. And I will highly encourage the next owner to put that in.
Have you seen those ball valves?
Yeah.
I've thought about trying one of those.
On the oil filter?
No. For the just drain.
For the drain oil pan, yeah. Lee Lim runs on the Cruiser, on the Lexus, I should say. So he has one on the Lexus. I used to have one on my RAV4. And the first gen 4Runner, and I never got them to fully seal properly on the ball valve. So I don't run them anymore.
They leaked?
Yeah, they leaked a little bit here and there, just like a drip an hour maybe, or whatever it is. Super slow. Like it's not going to affect your oil levels, but it just left oil drips around. Exactly. So if your rig already does that, then yeah, why not?
Yeah.
But they do make changing the oil much easier and much quicker.
Yeah. Because it's
cleaner for you.
Right. So. 100%. And you can just hook like a tube up to it and then literally turn the ball valve on and you can dump the oil out of the hose wherever you want it.
Yep.
And down the drain or something.
Yep. So I did that, changed all the oil, the Broncos oil, the catch pan thing, and that redirects the oil the way the F-150 is supposed to work.
Yeah.
It actually works on the Bronco.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So the problem though, is that if you don't take off the driver wheel and access the oil filter through the fender, and you lay on the ground and shove your arm up by the frame rail to get to the oil filter and get it undone that way, you are laying right where the oil has to come down. Right where the oil comes down.
Whoopsies.
So if you have your oil catch bin right there, you can't lay on the ground and put your arm up there. You have to go in through the fender, which means
you can't reach around the tire.
You can, but it's a pain in the ass to do.
Got it.
Which is what I ended up doing. I was just stubborn and did it anyways. If I do it now, when I do it in the future, I'm just going to pull the freaking tire off.
Yeah.
But anyways, Bronco catch thing works, the catch tray, and redirects the oil down so you can get it into your oil catch bin, but it's in a bad spot.
So is that just a funnel-ish thing that catches the oil as it comes out of like where the oil filter is, and then it slides down more or less, kind of a skid plate to wherever you need to.
It's like, think of it like a slide for ants.
Oh, it's super small.
Yeah.
Okay. Because my concern is now that whole thing's oily and you're going to drive around, it's going to get dirty and get all gunked up. And then you're going to dump oil down it and then it'll get all oily and then fill up with dirt and then do it again a few more times. And now that thing's going to be full with dirt and gunk, and you're going to dump oil down and
pretty much.
Okay. I don't even know if the Tacoma has one of those. I take the whole.
I don't know. The 4Runner though, the oil filter on the 4Runner is right on the side of the engine block right there. And so it's super easy to access. It's right next to the frame rail and the engine mounts and everything. Lots of clearance to get in there, but I don't really have a good way to catch the oil coming out of the oil filter. And now that I have the steering ram guard on the front of my axle, the oil drips right into that nice, great tray for the steering ram guard.
And just holds the oil
there. Holds it there. Luckily, there's like weep holes between the guard and the axle, so it'll eventually drain out. But I'm like, it works because it drains out of the oil filter area into that tray and then drains out of there into the catch bin. Yeah. And I just have to wipe down everything on the axle when I'm done.
It's all clear coated anyway.
True. And now it's self-lubricating, so it won't rust.
Perfect.
So
too bad it just doesn't lam on the rod.
I know, that would be nice. So anyways, got all the oil done just fine. Didn't have any hiccups. Didn't have anything happen. And then I did a deep clean on the F-150. That took me about 3 hours.
Wow.
Of just cleaning it down, the interior. So vacuuming and then just really doing a deep dive on cleaning everything out for the next owner. Did that. And then I finished up the vent in the camping trailer. So remember I lost the vent, the lid got blown off right before Sierra Trek and got everything filthy inside. I already cleaned everything out of there, but I replaced the vent and had to get a whole new insert, everything, whole new fan, vent, everything. And so I put that in, got that installed before all the rain, and then never put in the inside fascia and hooked up the wiring for the vent, for the fan.
Got it.
So I did all that as well. So the trailer is all good to go now. And then I also drained the coolant out of the 4Runner and put in a
radiator?
like a rust solvent.
Oh,
a rust solvent. So you put in 1 quart for however much water is in your system.
Okay.
And then you fill it back in with water and then you run it for a few days.
Yeah.
And then you drain it again and you flush everything out. So while I drained it, I flushed out the block, but I'm going to flush it out again once I drain it from having the rust solvent in. And I need to do all that before this weekend because right now it's just all water in there.
True. And it's supposed to be pretty cold this weekend.
It's supposed to get down to the teens up on the Rubicon this weekend. So I need to get all that out, drained, flushed, and then re-added with coolant in there. But I did that thinking that my overheating issue could be a clog, just a buildup of crap in there. And when I flushed it, it wasn't really, it was clear.
Interesting.
Yeah. When I flushed the block out. So my last resort is to swap to the 4-core radiator, the mechanical fan, and the wrap that exhaust the crossover. Because I think that's the biggest factor is that the exhaust temperature is heating up the back of the block, which is really what the major issue was on the 3.0.
Okay.
So I think that my crossover pipe is heating up the back of the engine block and the coolant passages there because that's where everything comes out of the back of the block to go to the heater core inside the cab. And that's where the engine coolant temperature sensor is located, is right there at the back of the block as well.
Interesting. Are you assuming that you think it's just the exhaust is heating up
That's what I think is going on because when I say the ECU thinks that the temperature of the engine or the coolant temperature is like 235 degrees. I'll get out real quick and then temperature gun with an infrared, the upper radiator hose and the lower radiator hose, and then the heads as well.
Right.
The heads are about 220, 225, maybe at the most if I've really been working it. The upper radiator hose is like 210, 212, and the lower radiator hose is like 150.
Right. Yeah.
So the radiator's working. It's cooling everything down. But the temperature sensor is reading high.
Right.
And I think it's because there's just no space there between the back of the block and the firewall for the crossover. And so it's just the crossover exhaust is heating everything up there.
Yeah, that could very well.
I think I need to just pull the engine or wrap the exhaust, put it back in and see what that does.
That's a mission right there.
It is a mission.
Would it be easier to drop the transmission and attack it from?
No, I tried that last time I had the transmission out. I tried to do that and there's literally not enough space between the crossover and the firewall to get a wrap.
Dang.
Yeah. That's how little space there is right there because we set the engine back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, so that's it, man. That was my weekend. Doing the flush on the coolant didn't really help. It was still getting up to the normal temperatures it gets up to 205, 208, driving out to Prairie City. I wanted to keep it in there and drive up to like Ice House Resort and just do a day trip up there real quick to see how it does going up the grades.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to have time before the trip this weekend and I can't have water in there this weekend.
No.
So I need to flush it out and put some coolant back in.
Yeah, that's interesting. I might want to steal some of that stuff and throw it in Bobcat sometime.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure Bobcat, because I've been running water for so long, for many moons, that I'm pretty sure the inside is not as clean as it should be.
Yeah.
Though I'm not having any heating issues. It'd be good to clean it out, I think.
Yeah. Cool, man. Fun stuff, fun projects. The camping trailer is up for sale. If anybody's interested, I did have people asking. I was going to ask the general public 12,000 starting. If any listeners are interested, I'd ask 10,000 starting and then go from there and see what you guys think. There's probably $5,000 to $6,000 just in electronics in the trailer.
Yeah, to that plus $1,000 awning. Yeah, I mean, are any batteries are going with it?
Oh yeah, yep. Yeah. Batteries. It's all going intact the way it is. I'll take all my coffee and food stuff out of it.
Sure,
but you'll get the cooktop. The cooktop will go with it as well. Inverter, battery, solar, controller, awning, trailer itself.
Awesome.
Yeah, the heated mattress pad will go with it too.
Okay. You're not going to move that over to the...
It's a different size. Yeah, the trailer is a full size and the Lance is a queen mattress.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah, I need to get that settled now. I have the cab over tie downs for the F-350. In order to run a cab over and haul a trailer with, say, the 4Runner on it or for events or something, I need to do a weight distribution hitch with the Magnum 30K hitch.
Yes. Okay.
And so with an extension.
Oh.
Because that cab over is long and I'm going to need, I think, a 36 or 48 inch extension off of it for the hitch. So I need the weight distribution. I need the bigger hitch, aftermarket hitch. In order to get the bigger in order to do the tie downs, I needed to get the tie downs that match the hitch, the bigger aftermarket hitch. So I can't put the tie downs on the truck until I get the hitch on the truck.
Oh, dang. Yeah.
So I've got to install everything at once. Order of operations. I haven't had time to do it. So the cab over is just sitting here in the Morflate warehouse and waiting for me to get the truck set ready to go for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm still going to be shocked and see how you fit that on your inclined driveway.
After getting it here in the warehouse and seeing how big it is, I don't think it'll even fit in the drive. I don't think my driveway is long enough. The cab over is longer than the F-350.
So does your F-350 fit in the driveway?
No, it does not.
Then your cab over's not.
Exactly.
He's going to ask that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the cab over is going to have to live here at the warehouse, or I'm going to have to get a storage unit facility thing for it. So
yeah. So you got 2 trailers and a cab over.
Yeah.
I'll just buy a storage unit and Ozzy can put his cab over there too.
He has a storage unit for his cab over. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I thought that this 10,000 square foot warehouse was going to be able to last Morflate like 5 years minimum. We're already filling it up.
Well, you're filling it up with toys now.
No, the trailers are work uses.
They have work uses.
Yes.
The enclosed one is primarily work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the deck over is good for moving stuff around for work because I can just drop stuff on it with the forklift.
Right.
The cab over is that's mine. That's a me purchase. I didn't use business money to do it, but it's living here at the warehouse now.
Well, now you can charge yourself rent.
Oh, there we go. Anyways, good stuff. Fun things going on. Looking forward to getting the cab over set up so I can do a little bit more snow wheeling, multi-day snow wheeling trips. I think that'd be a lot of fun to do in the cab over. So
sounds good.
Yeah,
I'm down.
Cool.
I'll just be outside in a ground tent.
We can collapse the dinette. You can have a little bed there, or we can cuddle in the queen size mattress.
Yeah. I'm open to all these.
Okay, perfect.
Just let me put the rooftop tent on the top of the cab.
There we go. Cool, man. Good stuff. Let's see. Coming up, we have a trip on the Rubicon.
Yep.
That we'll be doing this weekend. It's going to be very cold. I am super excited about it all. And we have SEMA coming up. I might make a trip down to the LA Auto Show. We'll see for a couple days. Morflate will be down in the OVR magazine booth, which is going to be right inside with all the OEMs, which is going to be awesome.
Oh, that'll be rad.
Yeah. So if you guys are down in LA and wanting to stop by the LA Auto Show, go check out the OVR magazine booth. It'll be a pretty spectacular booth this year. Let's see. I'm also got a big wheeling trip. My Baja trip is canceled.
Yeah.
Our tour guide rolled his pre-runner truck.
Oh no.
It's like a $250,000 truck.
Where was he?
Baja.
Oh,
Yeah.
shoot.
He goes down there a lot. He rolled his truck. It's not going to be ready for Baja. So instead, I'll probably be doing a bunch of wheeling up here in the NorCal area with my dad.
Cool.
During that week that Baja 1000 is going on. Fun trips. Lots of good content for you guys coming up. So keep your holes peeled and send in your feedback. And more specifically, your guys' recommendations for getting kids out on the trails. You guys know how to do that. We said it earlier in the episode. So I guess... Jimmy, did you have anything else for people before final words?
No.
Okay, what's your final word then?
I need another drive shaft.
And with that, my friends, keep growling.
I got one for you.
Ready.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Do you know where ghosts go on vacation?
I don't know.
Malibu.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't get that one.
I was trying to work something into going up to see the Aurora Borealis.
That's not bad.
I was like, no, that doesn't work. You gotta give up.
Why do ghosts go to the bar?
I don't know why.
For the booze.
Yeah, I should have got that one.
Yeah, that one too, huh?
I go to the bar for the boobs.
That is always fun. What's a ghost's favorite play?
I don't know.
Romeo and Goulet. Goulet? Goulet?
Yeah.
Ghoul.
Yeah,
Got
ghoul.
it. Goulet.
You don't even get your own jokes,
I
Jimmy.
Why are ghosts are such terrible liars?
Because you can always see through them?
Yeah, you can see right through them.
There you go.
All right, one more.
Okay.
What's a ghost's favorite party game?
7 Minutes in Heaven?
No.
Oh.
Hide and shriek.
Oh, okay. You're not hiding very well if you're shrieking.
I think it's they're hiding and then they find them and they shriek.
Oh. It's like sardines. But not really. Except you shriek in order to get people to hide with you.
I guess this is a game I don't know.
You don't know sardines?
I guess not.
What?
All I have ever done is sardines where you're like all packed in next to each other.
Yeah. So you have one person that starts out and then everybody has to find that person. Once you find them, you have to hide in the same spot as them.
Okay.
And then so you just pack everybody into one spot like sardines. The last person to find everybody is it next time.
Oh, funny.
Yeah. We terrorized some hostels in New Zealand with that game.
I'm sure.
30 college kids playing sardines in hostels. It was fun.
That sounds like a good time.
Yes.